Sometimes your biggest cyber risk isn't you, it is the vendors and the third parties you trust each and every day. As I am sure many of you have seen over the past couple of weeks, the Salesforce Sales Loft breach has gathered quite a bit of attention. There's plenty of articles that go over all the details and the nitty gritty of the breach, but essentially, attackers gained access through a third party connection, and then they used that to start accessing data from connected organizations across pretty much every industry. So from big tech to cybersecurity firms to retail brands to airlines to healthcare systems, you name it. Anyone who is on a Salesforce CRM essentially had to double check themselves to make sure there wasn't exposure. And this is yet another example of why supply chain and third party risk has become one of the biggest challenges in cybersecurity. We talk so much about our own internal security posture, yet not enough about the fact that you're inheriting the risks of essentially every partner in your supply chain. So every SaaS application, every integration point you connect to is a point of exposure. Now, obviously, the next question is, well, what can I do about that? There's no easy answer, and there's plenty of tools and frameworks that are out there, but I would boil it down to kind of four really basic things, and then you can kind of dive into each of these as you need to. But starting number one is I would start by just mapping out your third party ecosystem. It's very simple, but there is so much value in simply having everything down on paper so you have visibility and can have the right discussions around risk in your organization. This way, you're not just having these kind of high level discussions, but you can physically look at the list of vendors that you integrate with, and you can have specific discussions around risk of those vendors. That leads us to point number two, which is apply your risk management framework and the appropriate controls to those vendors. We go through a business impact assessment for our own organization and have all these strict access management controls for ourselves. We should be doing the same thing for third parties. Number three, for new vendors, due diligence, due diligence, due diligence. So understand their security controls, understand how they handle breaches before you sign on that dotted line, so that way you know what to expect. And number four, lastly, have a contingency plan, right? We always say it's not a matter of if, but when, right? And we usually apply that for ourselves, but same thing for your third parties. So have a contingency plan for what you will do if your SSO provider goes down or your CRM gets breached in this case. If it impacts your data, do you have a plan in place to recover it? If not, then all you're doing is documenting risk without an action plan. So, in summary, breaches will happen. We know that. Just make sure that you have a plan to protect your business, not just from yourself, but from the risks that you are going to inherit from others. I'm Drew Bongiovanni. This has been your Cyber Minute. Thank you so much.